This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fall and destroy, howl for her pain, and take bond for her pain, and so she may be healed. Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Revelations 18 and 2. And he cried with a mighty, with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, and the whole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean for hateful bird.
This part is never easy, but at least saving on your family's medication is. Prescription savings made easy. Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Go to InventHelp.com now and get free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been
Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness deliver from death. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto Salakia. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say Shabbat Shalom to Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson on this October 31st, 2022, on this Monday night at 10:42 p.m. Central Standard Time, on this very late Monday night of October 31st, 2022. And this is a sit-down lesson for In the News. And this is a news article as a reference to those scriptures. And Lord willing, this is edifying pertaining to this news article right here. And this is from WallStreetJournal.com. And this is from live coverage of stocks exchange of the Dow Jones earlier today. And it's a news article, last update, October 31st, 2022 at 5:13 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Monday. And the highlight of this news article in read for In the News on the Shabbat. And it says, stock market today of October 31st, 2022, stocks start week lower, but Wall Street Journal's full market coverage. Last updated October 31st, 2022 at 5:13 p.m. And it says today's development. U.S. stock slips Monday, the last trading day of October, but it was a good month, right? For the past 2 weeks of the stocks had good solid gains, a 2-week winning streak. But it was a good month for all the major index. The Dow Jones rose 14%, its best monthly rise since 1976. Of energy stocks led to the sector gains. It says the bank stock has a good month. 2-week Monday. Last upbeat. The the latest tech stock value, value, valuations through that remain healthy, with some measures. And it says another wave of earnings report is expected this week, but the focus will likely be on Wednesday's policy decision from the Federal Reserve, followed by an update on the employment market on Friday. In Europe, the Eurozone inflation accelerated to a record of 10.7%, highlights the challenges facing the Fed's counterpart in Frankfurt. It says the herd on the street, sudden scare. Markets were in a brave mood all month, but took mild fracture on October, closing on Halloween. The Dow Jones Industrial average shed negative 129 points, or a 0.4, but still gained 15% for the month. Right, for the last 2 weeks, as I mentioned before, a 2-week running streak on the market stocks exchange, its best month since 1976. Right, because it's been a up and down balanced slope. Because times when during the whole month of October you had like good solid gains for like a two or 3 day winning streak, and then the last couple of days probably of the week, like a Wednesday or Thursday, the stock will fall down and have like very bad gains, So it's been a balance of an up and down slope. Days where it have a good gain, then days where it have a good running streak on the markets and stock exchange, while pending and currently amending with the inflation and the consumer spending and gas prices and the economy as well too. Because like I mentioned before previously in my videos in regards to the stock markets and stuff like that, it has where the stock market reacts to what's going on economically, policies of the Federal Reserve Bank, if they gonna make an announcement of federal tax hikes, it's gonna increase to ease the inflation and the consumer spending and the economy globally as well too. So sometimes the stocks reacts to that. So I want to add a note to that. And it says perhaps it says the S&P 500 low of 0.8% Monday, and the NASDAQ dropped 1.0%. Perhaps this was the common slate of the microeconomic news that spooked traders, with the Federal Reserve meeting and almost certain raising rates as usual. It says on Wednesday, and the closely watched monthly job numbers on Friday, which is tomorrow. There is a lot that could go wrong, or perhaps it was suddenly rise in certain commodity prices, and not for entirely resertions of reasoning that give markets a scare. Weak prices surge, with the Chicago continuous in contract rises of 5.9% after Russia said over the weekend it would suspend a participant in a deal allow Ukraine to shift gains of the Black Sea, which they while Russia had withdrawn from that. It says right, because the stocks because stocks can run off of markets as well too, and the consumer spending, and it says and the economy as well too. It says the natural gas prices in the U.S. dump, with the Henry Hub continuously contract gains of 10.6% as the weather expectations shifted to forecasting a colder November, squeezing short belts. It says nerves seem particularly on the edge in the chip section. On the semi-contractor reported a decent third quarter earnings on Monday, but giving a tapped forecast for the fourth quarter, citing a micro uncertainty. The company's chief financial officer told analysts on a conference call that we are beginning to see a softening of certain industrial applications. On semiconductor stocks fell 9.0% in response to fellow silicon carbide specialist Wolfspeed declining to 8.3 in advance of micro devices, which reports Tuesday slipped 3.1. Crypto broker Genesis says the outstanding loans sank 43% in the third quarter. It says the crypto broker Genesis Global Trading has 2.8% billion in active loans and outstanding at the end of September, down 43% from 4.9 billion at the end of June. Genesis said it is the third quarter after a tumultuous summer, which crypto prices tanked and multiple high-flying startup plunging into bankruptcy. So yeah, and the reason why I bring out those scriptures, yeah, Babylon, modern day Babylon, have been the golden cup. And the reason why I say that because right now, at the current moment, you have the American dollar. It's still strong. That's why the stocks and markets have that best 2 weeks. You know, the last 2 weeks of October, you've been having winning streaks with stocks and markets, with the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, industrial as well too. You know. So yeah. So it goes to show you that Babylon have been that golden cup, especially economically, flourishing, And now the nations are mad at the daughter of Babylon because they want nothing to do with Babylon no more. Because they're turning their way from the American dollar. They're coming with their own type of money, of financial currency. And that's where that digital currency comes in with Revelations 13, verse 16, and through verse 17, Because there's going to be a time when the paper dollar is going to be no more value. As I mentioned before, the stocks, they react to what's going on economically, globally, spending, consumer spending, inflation, and the economy as well too, with the job reports. These stocks and these different companies like CEOs, business owners, these sports and electronics, etc. You name it. Sometimes they have like good gains in cryptocurrencies that be with the stocks as well too. So we seeing more signs of these stocks is keep on like a balance scale, like a up and down balance scale, because it reacts to what's going on globally, financially, with the money and the importing and exporting of these stocks of these different businesses and these companies and CEOs, electronics, cryptocurrency, you name it. So you're gonna have a continual up and down balanced slope gonna have when these stocks have good gains and stocks have bad gains. It enter the negative range or the positive range. So it's an up and down balanced slope with these the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq as well too. And I believe that